My wife kept bringing up open marriage every day. And when I finally agreed, she immediately regretted it. Because the first person I fucked was her own sister. Be me, 58-year-old Richard Wilson, living what most would call a perfect life. Financial analyst making serious money. Have everything guys dream of achieving, both financially and personally. From outside, looks like perfect social media life. Have a beautiful wife named Vanessa, 54. Been married for 25 years. Thought we had something special and unbreakable. Sitting in my home office late at night, dim glow from laptop screen, only light in room. Watching something that's about to destroy my world. Feel my heart pounding with each second. Video shows a woman with short blonde hair. Exact same style my wife always wears. She's walking into frame looking excited. Can see the happiness radiating from her face. With her is a younger guy. Tall, muscular type with perfect smile. Good foot taller than me, maybe 6'2". Lean and fit, everything I'm not. Makes my dad bod look pathetic in comparison. Watch as guy takes his shirt off. Shows off a physique that puts me to shame. Perfect abs and chest like a fitness model. Chemistry between them is obvious from start. Can see it in their eyes, their movements. My wife doesn't hesitate for a second. Starts taking off her clothes slowly. Teasing him like I've never seen before. Reveals fancy lingerie underneath. Not just any lingerie. Same exact set she wore on our 25th anniversary. That night I planned everything perfectly. Made reservations at the Windsor Hotel downtown. Most expensive place in Denver. Had champagne waiting in our suite. Dancing under crystal chandeliers. She looked so beautiful that night. Ended with what I thought was passionate intimacy. Wrapped in each other's arms. Thought it was special for both of us. Now those precious memories feel poisoned. Can't stop watching as video continues. Shows them getting more intense with each moment. See a side of Vanessa I've never known. Wild and eager in ways she never was with me. Nothing like the gentle wife I thought I knew. Our love was always tender, caring. Left us feeling connected and happy. But this is something completely different. Raw, primal energy between them. Something I could never give her. No matter how hard I tried. Feels like someone punched me in gut. Don't even recognize this woman anymore. We've shared everything for 25 years. Our life, our bed, our dreams and hopes. All our little moments and secrets. Now watching her overflow with passion. For someone who isn't me. Can barely process what I'm seeing. Marriage crumbling before my eyes. Every memory being tainted. Every moment we shared feels like a lie. Phone suddenly beeps with text notification. It's from Vanessa, of course. Pause the heartbreaking video. Have to maintain normalcy somehow. Head straight to Whole Foods from office. She asked if I wanted something special for dinner. Stare at phone for full minute. Finally reply back coldly. Nothing special. See you at home. Finger hovers over keyboard. Want to add love you out of habit. Been typing it for 25 years. Can't bring myself to write those words now. Feel bile rising in my throat. Her reply comes quick. Okay, see you at home. Love you, baby. Scoff at her message. Shake my head. Mutter curse words under my breath. Check time on dashboard. Realize she'll be home in about an hour. Vanessa works as administrative assistant at prestigious University of Colorado admissions office. Been there for past few years. Left her previous secretary job at law firm. Usually works later shift than me. Unless I have important client meetings. Me, pushing 60, stuck analyzing rich people's money. Work with wealthy business types all day. Pour everything into keeping them satisfied. Making sure their portfolios stay green. Job requires occasional travel to nearby cities. That's how I discovered her betrayal. Few months back, finished business trip in neighboring city. Usually take a flight, but drove this time. Only about 3 hours away by car. Decided to check our old cabin on way back. Small rustic place up in mountains, about 45 minutes from home. 1-bedroom getaway that's been in family. Has basic stuff, electricity working well. Small propane stove for cooking. Old fireplace for heat during cold months. Not much else in terms of comfort. Place belonged to Vanessa's late father. Her mother left it to her in the will. We'd only stayed there 3 times in past decade. Last visit was 2 years ago. Quiet weekend away from everything. Been thinking about selling the place. Wouldn't get much for it, but sits on acre of land near Crystal Lake. Part of small group of similar cabins. Only thing is security isn't great. Just old chain link fence along dirt road. Retired rancher owns all the land. Built cabins to fund his retirement years ago. Wanted to make sure no one was squatting there. Or broke in while we were away. Drove up dusty road wondering who'd want this place. Maybe hunters looking for seasonal spot. Or older couple wanting weekend retreat. Keep spare key under specific rock and garden. Used it to get inside and check things out. Water from well still working fine. But noticed something odd in bathroom. Shower curtain wasn't fully closed. Different from how we always leave it. Found faint soap marks around sink. Remember cleaning that thoroughly last time. Started realizing someone had been here. Since our visit 2 years ago, nothing broken or stolen though. Kitchen chairs slightly out of place. Few other small changes in bedroom. Spotted old tire tracks in driveway. Too faded to really tell what kind. Other cabins all empty and abandoned. No one been around for years, except for those mysterious tire tracks. Spent half hour checking everything. Left feeling confused and uneasy. Thought maybe Vanessa came here alone? Hard to believe, but had to consider it. If someone broke in, why no damage? Why nothing stolen or trashed? Troublemakers usually leave mess behind. Don't bother putting shower curtain back. Everything nearly perfect, but not quite. Only noticed because I'm detail-oriented. Always checking numbers at work. Same habit carries over to home life. Something felt off about whole situation. Decided not to mention it to Vanessa. Never been suspicious type of husband. But this was too strange to ignore. Trusted my wife for quarter century. Yet gut feeling said something wasn't right. Needed solid proof before bringing it up. Didn't want to seem paranoid. Or create problems over nothing. But couldn't shake feeling she was hiding something. Made decision to investigate further. Bought expensive surveillance camera set. High-end stuff, top of the line. Installed them carefully around cabin. One watching porch and driveway. Another in living room covering kitchen. Last one in bedroom angled toward bathroom. If doctor left open, would catch everything. Never told Vanessa about cameras. Started making weekly trips to check recordings. Round trip only took couple hours. Easy to cover up my absence. Vanessa usually out shopping those days. Or visiting friends across town. Sometimes at new health spa she joined last year. She'd lost weight recently. Looking great for woman her age. Really took care of herself lately. First 2 trips to cabin show nothing unusual. Start doubting if cameras were worth the money. Third visit changes everything. Download footage quickly at cabin's kitchen table. Feel my whole world crashing down. See my blonde wife stepping out of fancy sports car? Much younger guy with her. Both smiling and laughing like teenagers. Acting like they've done this before. Walking hand in hand to cabin door. Watch as Vanessa gets key from under rock. Lets them both inside like it's routine. My hands turn to fists watching screen. See my wife grab this guy moment door closes. Start kissing like they're starving for each other. No denying what I'm seeing anymore. First real proof of her cheating. Never saw anything like this before. Makes me physically sick to stomach. Don't actually throw up, but feel disgusted and completely broken. Sit there in shock for long time. Finally manage to leave cabin. Make sure everything exactly as found it. Don't want her suspecting I've been there. Know this isn't first time they've used cabin. Probably won't be last either. Check cameras still working properly. Drive home with shattered heart. Want to confront her immediately. Want to destroy her lover. Wreck everything in sight. Managed to calm down during drive. Until hour ago lived in blissful ignorance. Loved her more than anything. Always thought she felt same about me. We'd talked about cheating many times. Thought we shared same values. Obviously I was wrong about that. Need more information before losing control. Remember what my late father always said. Think before you act, son. But dad never dealt with anything like this. Drive home gets harder with each mile. Painful questions keep invading my mind. Wonder if this is only time she's cheated. Way they acted suggests it's not, but what if it's just one-time mistake? Recording had no sound. Can't know what they discussed. Really want to end 25-year marriage? Over what might be moment of weakness? Still love her deeply despite everything. Makes betrayal hurt even worse. Big question keeps haunting me. If get divorced, who'd want me at 58? No, I'm overweight, not exactly healthy. Not much of a catch anymore. Have to admit my bedroom skills. Obviously weren't enough for wife. Meanwhile, Vanessa still attracts men. Videos prove that pretty clearly. She's still attractive at her age. Probably has guys interested all the time. But what about me? Feel too old to start over. Chances of finding someone like her seem impossible. These thoughts torture me whole way home. Finally pull into driveway. Thank God Vanessa isn't home yet. Find note on kitchen table. Says she's out shopping. Won't be back until dinner time. Tear note into tiny pieces. Anger taking over again. Wonder if she's with that guy right now. Been over a month since found first video. Found 2 more since then? Latest shows them on cabin sofa. Proves this isn't one-time thing. All 3 videos show same man. Making it even worse somehow. When first found videos of affair, tried acting normal. Inside, seething with suspicions and rage. Started analyzing every detail of her life. Every piece of clothing she wore. Every move she made around house. Every place she visited during day. Decided against hiring private detective. Wanted to handle this myself. Secretly installed GPS tracker in her car. Monitored movements on computer like hawk. Her routine seemed perfectly normal. Except shopping trips and gym visits. Took few days off work to follow her. Found she usually went straight home. Unless it was workout day at health spa. That place where she spent most time. Started noticing something strange. Wife working out like never before. Always been attractive woman. Now she's in absolutely perfect shape. Play role of supportive husband. Cheer when she signs up for new classes. Applaud her progress at getting fit. All while pretending not to know truth. Then revelation hits me hard. This health spa isn't just regular gym. It's their meeting spot. Guy in videos clearly works out. Given his muscular physique, decide to follow her from work one day. Get to spa before she arrives. Watch her walk in through main entrance. Can see her exercising through big windows. Park far enough away not to be noticed. Observe how she interacts with staff. Doesn't take long to spot something. Notice how friendly she is. With particular young trainer. Guy has short dark hair, athletic build. Take some photos with digital camera. Wait until she leaves building. See her walk out with young trainer. They exchange words by her car. Conversation looks natural, friendly. Young guy makes her laugh easily. She puts hand on his arm while talking. Just before she leaves for day, he wraps arm around her waist, plants quick kiss on her cheek. She gives him warm, loving smile. Obviously very affectionate together. Drive home and lock myself in office. Look up trainer on spa's website. Find his name, Thomas Harrison. Only 28 years old. Works as senior personal trainer. Spend next few days watching spa. Park across street, observe them. See Thomas flirting with her. Every time she arrives for workout. Gives her tons of attention during sessions. Always escorts her to car afterward. Their familiarity obvious to anyone. Thomas seems to flirt with many women. Typical player personality. Despite huge age difference, Vanessa being attractive, mature woman, probably caught his attention during workouts, found his charm irresistible. Two of them got involved somehow. Bet it was Vanessa's idea. Using cabin as secret meeting place. Have to admit it's clever choice. Using our house would be too risky. Nosy neighbors would notice strange car. My frequent visits to cabin might have left evidence of affair. Hotel would leave paper trail. Local place too dangerous. Someone might recognize them. But cabin perfect hiding spot. Secluded, far from neighborhood. She knew I never went there, as long as kept place clean. I'd never know about affair. Perfect spot for cheating wife. If hadn't checked cabin after trip, still be completely clueless. Found first video week ago. Still managing to hide my bitterness. Really tempting to confront Vanessa. Want to plan this carefully though. Latest video of her with lover. Fuels my rage even more. Still keeping my composure somehow? Sight of her enjoying affair drives me crazy. Realize something important. Even if she ends it now. Can't stay with her anymore. Disrespect she's shown is unforgivable. No amount of apologies can fix this. Keeping quiet gives me time to prepare. Being numbers guy comes in handy. Know how to protect my assets. When divorce happens, have good amount in bank. Planning to make sure she doesn't get much? Fantasy of leaving her broke crosses mind. Want revenge on her lover too? But violence isn't who I am. Not some criminal or mobster. Just regular guy trying to keep family together. Have to plot revenge carefully. While preparing for inevitable divorce. Not pleasant situation, but don't have any other choice. Hear her car pulling into garage. Makes my stomach tighten instantly. Fight to keep anger under control. Keep pretending everything's normal. Used to love hearing her come home. Now it's like swallowing bitter medicine. She walks into kitchen looking sharp. All dressed up in office clothes. Hair perfectly styled as always. That smile that used to make heart skip. Hey honey, she chirps coming in with groceries. How's it hanging? Okay, reply with tight smile. Starving though. Got some ribes? Fire up the grill and I'll make salad. Sounds good, she agrees. Heads to kitchen completely oblivious. Has no idea about storm brewing inside me. Put on calm face. Head out to deck to handle grill. Hard to act normal after watching latest video. Used to look forward to this. Eating together, sharing our day. Spending evening as couple. Now her presence makes skin crawl. Don't see her as wife anymore. Just aging woman with younger lover. Can't help admiring her acting skills though. Comes home every day with cheerful attitude. Acts loving and faithful perfectly. If didn't know better, would think she's same devoted wife as always. We're both pretending now. But she's much better at it. For me, keeping up appearance almost unbearable. Nearly lost control several times past weeks. Somehow managed to hold it together. Fascinating how she keeps double life. Acts normal wife at home, while regularly cheating behind my back. Most confusing part is sex. Now offering it regularly. Before affair had to practically beg. Now she initiates everything. Even encourages it sometimes. Know it's probably guilt sex. But after seeing her with lover, doubt she feels guilty anymore. Used to think she was honest person. Now she lies convincingly. Hides affair without showing any guilt. Like completely different person. After grilling steaks, sit down for dinner. Barely any conversation happening. Small talk floating around like ghost. Mostly just silent, awkward meal. Vanessa fidgeting like nervous cat. Hardly touching her food at all. Keeps glancing at me suspiciously, like trying to read my thoughts. Can feel tension in air. Keep my mouth shut tight. No one wrong word might break my act. Usually have coffee and dessert after dinner. Tonight just wolf down food quickly. Clear table in record time. Need to escape this tension. Retreat to living room. Turn on TV for distraction. Vanessa follows with wine glass, sits down right next to me on couch, staring at me so intensely. Wish had gone to office instead. Everything cool, Richard? She asks during commercial mode. Her voice sounds weirdly sweet. Stomach starts churning. Feel like she might suspect something. Fight to keep my poker face. I'm peachy, managed to say. Try keeping voice steady. You seem wound up today, she says while rubbing my arm. Something on your mind from work, honey? Feel throat getting tight. Nah, all good, barely croak out. Want conversation to end. But words keep wanting to burst out. Why ask me that? Blurt out. Keep eyes glued to TV screen. I don't know, she says softly. Leans in closer to me. Her touch feels warm, familiar. Maybe we need some us time, suggests. Voice all light and teasing. Been a while, you know. Nervous giggle follows her words. My response comes out strained. Really? Her laughter sounds bright but forced. Yeah, she smiles suggestively. I miss you, honey. Starting to wonder if maybe you're not into me anymore. Adds with playful tone. Known each other long enough to read each other perfectly. But right now her laughter seems fake. My chuckle comes out awkward, struggling to hide discomfort. Oh no, I am. Forced laughter fills room, but tension stays thick and heavy. She turns back to TV. We fall into strange silence. Used to hint at wanting sex often, but would refuse when actually asked. Wasn't something thought much about. Sometimes she'd make first move, always eager to follow her hints. Her moves were subtle back then. Well-timed smile. Suggestive touch. Playful kiss while sitting on lap. Usually led to bedroom. Used to be simple between us. Now with knowledge of her cheating, everything feels different. Once was eager for intimacy. Almost desperate sometimes. Now hold myself back constantly. Lack of physical connection becoming obvious. Even Vanessa noticing changes now. Sex life basically non-existent. More like roommates than married couple. She's starting to catch on. No, I can't keep pretending much longer. No intimacy for several weeks now. Knowing she's with someone else makes everything complicated. See how passionate she is with lover. Complete opposite with me. Used to take forever to get her in mood. Now with new experiences, she's incredibly alluring. Running out of patience though, despite her seductive behavior tonight. Determined to hold back. Don't want to compete with new lover. Know any intimacy now? Would leave her unsatisfied. Way she reacts to his body. Something never saw with me before. Past month made conscious effort. Ignore all her advances. When she makes suggestive comment, act like didn't hear it. In bed, keep my distance. Pretend to fall asleep quickly. No, can't keep this up forever. Used to have satisfying relationship, even if somewhat inconsistent. Believed we were compatible, until videos showed her uninhibited side. Shattered my confidence completely. Now suspect all her expressions of pleasure. We're just pretending for my sake. Vanessa sighs beside me. Voice gets soft and suggestive. Thought you might want head to bed early tonight. Are you tired? Ask carefully. Trying to read her mood? She giggles, playfully slaps my arm. I'm not. How about we go to bed now? Maybe you know. Yeah, I know, reply quickly. Feel face getting hot, sweat forming on forehead. Can feel her puzzled stare. Notices my lack of enthusiasm. Maybe later, say calmly. You go ahead? Want to watch show bit longer? She sighs, clearly disappointed. Can still feel her warmth next to me. Scent of her blonde hair. Spicy perfume she always wears. Getting harder to resist. Try suppressing desire. Ignore her confused looks. Love for her makes this so difficult. Vanessa clearly baffled by my reluctance toward her. Turns attention back to TV. Her pride obviously wounded by my rejection. Decide to let her feel sting of being turned down for once. Watch as Vanessa yawns loudly. Stretches in way that shows off her figure. Obviously trying to get my attention. Stay focused on television screen. When realizes not getting reaction. Finally sighs deeply. Guess I'm tired, honey. I'm heading to bed now. Care to join? Haven't heard that offer in years. I'll be up soon. Reply casually. Just wake me when you come up. Might not fall asleep right away. Vanessa gives long look before leaving. Feel wave of relief hit me. Stay in living room 3 more hours. Past 1 a.m. when finally go upstairs. Wait until sure she's sleeping. Before slipping into bed. Sleep doesn't come easily. Wake up early despite fatigue. Quietly leave bed. Get dressed in guest room. Don't want to wake her? Holding on to my pride. Refuse to be intimate. While she's having affair? Miss days when closeness was simple. Since she started this situation. Refuse to pretend everything's normal. Won't reward her behavior. If she wants physical intimacy that badly, can get it from her lover. Her betrayal was her choice. Not my job anymore. To ensure her happiness. Atmosphere at home getting worse. Vanessa confused by lack of communication. No affection between us anymore, only speak occasionally during dinner. Never initiate physical contact. When she tries to hug me, body goes completely rigid. Sometimes even flinch at her touch. Something clearly troubling me, but keep completely silent. She tries starting conversations. Either deflect or avoid concerns. Loving connection we once had. Completely evaporated now. Makes talking even harder. Next night she tries seducing again. Meet her efforts with total disinterest. She wonders if I know about affair. Quickly dismisses thought though. She and Thomas been very careful. Only close friends know about relationship. Act friendly during workouts. To avoid raising suspicion. Save physical contact for away from spa. Out of sight from acquaintances. Keeps intense pleasure from young lover. For their meetings at father's old cabin. Vanessa concerned about my behavior. Not overly worried though. Still claims to love me. Wants to be supportive wife. Assumes it's work-related stress. Happens sometimes with my job. Despite disappointment over lack of intimacy, feels she's done her part. Been more forward past month than in previous years, even when not particularly aroused herself. Can't understand why I seem uninterested. Wonders if not attracted to her anymore. Seems unlikely in her mind. Better shape now than in years. Ironic how I'm losing interest, while her desires getting stronger. Getting attention from younger men everywhere. Improved figure getting noticed at work. Surrounded by college guys all day. Frequently getting approached. Has to be careful not to encourage them. Despite own increasing desires, still wants me to be happy. Our sex life never particularly exciting, so not too worried about emotional distance. Plans to keep being loving wife, while saving passionate side. For meetings with younger lover, knows affair will eventually lose excitement. For now, still completely thrilling. Whenever possible meets Thomas at cabin, couple hours of intense passion. Then returns to routine with me. Make sure everything meticulously clean. To avoid raising any suspicion, they avoid using bed for encounters. Choose other areas easier to clean. Despite my recent behavior, not ready to end affair. As next week passes, my indifferent attitude continues. Starting to worry I might suspect something. Decides to take break from affair, at least until I seem more like old self. Tells Thomas about temporary break. He's disappointed, thinks she's overreacting. Agrees anyway to break things off. By second week of their break, finding it increasingly difficult to ignore her cravings, mind constantly wandering, to cabin in passionate moments, not interested in pursuing anyone else, but being around attractive men at work makes her more susceptible to attention. Before affair, barely noticed male coworkers. Never focused much on physical attraction. Now, after regular passion with Thomas, feels like can't live without it. Overwhelmed by constant desires, decides to end period of celibacy. During weekly workout session, reaches out to Thomas. Tells him eager to resume affair. He's thrilled to hear from her. Eagerly agrees to continue secret meetings. Keep respectful distance that day. Pretend everything completely normal. As he walks her to car. Discuss plans for following week. Planning to rekindle relationship. I mentioned business meeting that day. Giving her precious few hours. Perfect time to sneak away. Vanessa returns home feeling energized. Spends evening with me, even though atmosphere is still subdued. I'm more somber than usual. Doesn't raise her concerns though. Grown used to my distant behavior. Over past several weeks, despite my lack of interest in physical relationship, focuses on anticipation of passionate meeting next week. Sets aside frustrations. As she deals with my melancholy presence, tries keeping mood light and friendly. Between us at home, her cheerful demeanor carries to work. Even boss notices her happiness. Why are you so chipper? Boss asks Friday. Oh, nothing special, Vanessa replies with smile. Things just going well for me lately. I'm happy with how my life is going. Did Richard get promotion? Or did you win lottery? Boss jokes. Nothing like that, Vanessa chuckles. Just grateful for my home life. Richard has been wonderful. Appreciate everything I have. Things aren't perfect, but could be a lot worse. That's great attitude, Vanessa. Wish everyone thought like that, boss remarks. After work, she heads home feeling elated, eagerly anticipating upcoming meeting with Thomas next week. Wants to cool down with shower. Soon as gets home, delighted to find I've made dinner. Hugs me tightly, pleasantly surprised when return hug. Even kiss her cheek. This is wonderful, Richard, she exclaims. Looking at prepared meal. Would you like wine with dinner, honey? Yes, I'd love glass, she replies suggestively. Adds, but don't want get too sleepy. Want to reward you later? For making such delicious meal. Your smile is reward enough, darling, I say. Oh no, she giggles. Going to give you something much better than smile tonight. Been too long since we've been together. Want to show my wonderful husband how much I love him. I smile back warmly. Think you're wonderful too, tell her. We enjoy dinner together. chat more openly than usual. Vanessa happy to see me engaging. After cleaning up kitchen, settle in living room to watch TV, following our usual routine. Tonight she's determined though, wants to rekindle intimacy. Been weeks since last physical contact. Misses it despite having lover. Eager to fulfill husband's desires too. Notice I'm in better mood than usual, which encourages her more. During commercial break, Vanessa touches my arm softly, excuses herself to bedroom, changes into more revealing clothes, picks thin tank top from dresser, adds tight shorts to outfit, knows I like her in skimpy clothing, feeling bold skips wearing bra, figures tiny top and bikini panties, will surely spark some interest from usually indifferent husband, admires reflection in mirror, can't help but smile at herself, pleased how alluring she looks, even at her age, confident I won't be able to resist, eagerly heads back to living room, ready to seduce me, finds me in kitchen when returns, takes seat on sofa, adopts seductive pose, waits patiently for my return, when join her with drinks, beer for me, wine for her, flashes sultry smile, pat seat beside her invitingly, my eyebrows raise at her outfit, can feel tension building, as take place next to her, filled your glass? Hand her drink. Hope you wanted more? Yes, definitely in mood for more, Vanessa replies, dropping hints, as subtly as she can. I'm in mood for something else too, I remark casually. I can see, she says with amusement. Knows she looks enticing. Ready for whatever comes next. Can't help wondering to herself how Thomas would react, seeing her dressed like this. Careful not to appear too eager though. Lets me make first move. Maintaining her ego carefully. Sits close, signaling readiness. But I stay focused on TV. Gradually moves closer, sipping wine slowly. Tries cuddling up to me. Rests head on my shoulder. Gently rubs my arm. Hoping for response, but don't even glance her way. As next show begins, starts feeling tired, frustrated. By my continuing indifference, getting drowsy from wine. Doesn't realize I slipped sleeping pill. Into her drink earlier. Before long drifts off on sofa. Wakes up later in darkness. Covered with warm blanket. I'm nowhere to be found. Confused and half asleep. Mumbles to herself. Notices it's 4 a.m. Climbs into bed next to me. Both exhausted and annoyed. Next day, resentment bubbles up about my lack of attention. Feels I missed prime opportunity for intimate moment together. Finally gets up around noon. Finds me in kitchen. Morning, honey. Greet her cheerfully. Want some coffee? Ask her. Yeah, sure, replies flatly. What happened last night? She inquires. You fell asleep, explain with smile. Figured you had tough week. Needed rest. You looked so peaceful. Didn't want to wake you. You should have woken me, says irritated. I know, reply vaguely. By the way, Vanessa, how about we go away for weekend? Go away? She echoes. Still groggy and confused? Yeah, let's go to cabin. For a couple of days, suggest with grin. We've both been working hard lately. Haven't spent much time together? Vanessa tries clearing head, sips coffee slowly. The cabin? We haven't been there in years. I know, persist eagerly. But we could use some time together. It's so peaceful there. Bet we could reconnect. Have some fun. Go away, she echoes again. Still trying to fully wake up. Eyes widen as grasps suggestion. Realizes actually proposing weekend getaway could lead to intimacy. After leaving her hanging night before, this completely unexpected. Fun, huh? Asks curiously. Chuckle at her tone. Yeah, no, I'm not most romantic guy. But breaking out of usual routine might spark something just for weekend, since we both have work Monday. What do you think? Vanessa shrugs shoulders. I suppose so. Should pick up some supplies. Already handled that, say with grin. Well, aren't you planner? She teases. Always, laugh back. Let's clean up. Get dressed and head out. Start our weekend right. As Vanessa considers proposal, apprehension gives way to excitement. Weekend away might help fix things. With my suggestion might even get chance to finally seduce me properly. All right, I'll get changed and pack bag, agrees. Fantastic, respond eagerly. Got my things ready. I'll load them into car. We can head out soon. During drive to cabin, Vanessa tries using cell phone. Oh, great, mutters to herself. Fiddles with phone frustratedly. Thought it was charged. But it's dead. No worries, say calmly. Can use mine if needed. No, it's fine, she replies. Brushes it off casually. Nothing urgent. Just wait until get to cabin. Can charge it there. Hour and a half later, arrive at cabin. Put away food supplies. Make quick sandwiches for lunch. Vanessa feels mix of emotions. Happy but slightly uneasy. Surveys quaint space carefully. Checks for any signs of affair. Finds nothing out of place. I too seem completely oblivious to anything being wrong. After lunch, take leisurely walk around crystal clear lake. Chat and laugh together. Soak in picturesque scenery. Hold her hand while walking. Point out interesting sights. Even catch her when stumbles. My affectionate behavior surprises her. Makes her feel almost guilty. About secret meeting planned later in week. Afternoon turns out blissful. Evening only enhances closeness. When returned to cabin, Vanessa takes chance. Kisses me tenderly. Respond warmly to her advance. As night falls, play some music. Share bottle of wine together. Tell her amusing stories from our years together. Tipsy and feeling bold, she suddenly encourages me to hold her closer. When due is asked, wrapping arms around her, feels rush of anticipation. Romantic atmosphere carries through. As we head to bed, unlike routine at home, lay together sharing tender kisses, gentle caresses between us. Vanessa eager for physical intimacy. It's been so long, whispers softly. Parts legs invitingly. Please, honey, don't tease me. I'm yours, take me. I'm ready. You are, tease her. Voice low and enticing. Yes, Vanessa breathes heavily. Her excitement clearly visible. I could scream. Desire for me surges through her, as awaits my response. Can't you? Vanessa tries focusing on me. Mind keeps drifting away, though, comparing our slow, intimate moments. With passionate encounters with Thomas, both experiences thrilling differently. But tonight with me feels more complete. My affection shows in everything. Every word, every touch, every move, including intimate moments. Contrast stark with Thomas. He's driven purely by lust. No emotional connection exists. Treats her like vessel for pleasure, while she enjoys his attention. Wouldn't trade it for connection. Having with me right now, suddenly noise outside jolts her. From these wandering thoughts, seems too early to sleep. But with no TV to distract us, early bedtime feels appropriate. Another suspicious sound follows, heightens our alertness. What's that? Whisper with concern. Is someone outside? I don't know, Vanessa whispers back. Fear clearly rising in her voice. New sound from porch area makes her heart race faster. What should we do? Push covers aside quietly. Get out of bed carefully. You stay here, instruct firmly. I'll check it out. As move toward my bag, Dr. Handel starts rattling, sends Vanessa into panic. Before she sees what I'm doing, front door suddenly flings open. Dark figure looms in doorway, Vanessa's mind racing wildly. This is home invasion happening? She screams in absolute terror. Room descends into chaos instantly. Deafening bang shatters silence, followed by another shot. Vanessa's world spins wildly, as realizes I just shot intruder. From safety of bedroom, hears thud of man collapsing, clutching at neck where bullet struck. Another scream tears from her throat, as disbelief grips her completely. Oh my God, she wails. Hands flying to face, crumples in complete shock. Stay composed despite horror. Edge toward fallen man carefully. Keep gun steady and grip. Make careful movements. Check for any signs of life. Venture outside to secure area. Return and turn on lights. Unknowingly reveal Vanessa's worst nightmare. Her eyes widen in complete horror. As she sees lifeless body on floor, it's Thomas lying there motionless, overcome with shock and grief. Pull her close to me. Murmur reassurances softly. It's all over, honey, whisper gently. Voice becoming her lifeline. In middle of chaos. We're safe now. As continue comforting her. Tone becomes more serious. Need to call police, say grimly. They'll treat this like crime scene. Just stay here, Vanessa. Her mind whirlwind of panic and despair. Collapses onto bed, tears streaming down face. Watch her grimly. Wait until she stumbles to bathroom. Overcome with nausea. Seize opportunity quickly. Discreetly grab her cell phone. Disable it completely. Slip it back into her purse. Return to body on floor. Remove envelope from Thomas's jacket. Read note inside with bitter scowl. One I placed on his car earlier today. This coupon valid for tonight only. Note reads clearly. Please bring this and redeem it. For evening of intense sex. Apologize for short notice. But just found out he's away this weekend. Can you meet me at Cabin Lover? Hope so, and I'll make it worth your while. Signed, your faithful partner. Crumple note angrily. Fury flaring once more. Quickly head outside. Go to driveway where Thomas's car parked. Cabin's location perfect. Dead zone makes cell signals unreliable. Call out to Vanessa. I'll be right back. Having trouble reaching cops. Let me head outside. See if can get better signal. Hurry to secluded spot by lake. hidden behind thick shrubs. Set note and envelope on fire. Watch flames consume evidence. Use lighter methodically. After paper turns to ash, rub remnants between two rocks. Cover them with fallen leaves. Erase all traces of deceitful plan. Take deep breath to steady myself. Killing someone emotional ordeal. Hadn't fully anticipated this, even though knew what might happen. When left note on Thomas's car. Reality of ending life weighs heavily. Hands still trembling while making 911 call. Need to keep composure now. Let situation play out naturally. Already disabled all surveillance cameras. Hidden recordings where no one will find. Fortunate kept knowledge of affair to myself. Once police start questioning Vanessa, everything will come to light. Even if she doesn't confess, won't take long for them to discover. Connection to health spa where Thomas worked, linking them together perfectly. Police arrive within hour. Greet them at door. Admit to shooting intruder. They confiscate my gun. Bag it as evidence carefully. When questioned about incident, assure them haven't touched anything. Haven't moved bodies since shots fired. Vanessa corroborates my account, but police grow suspicious. When learn intruder had key to enter. How did he know about key? They ask. Explain key's presence carefully. Claim ignorance about its significance. When they question Vanessa, she breaks down almost immediately, overwhelmed by shock of Thomas's death and her own crushing guilt. Confesses to affair completely, story spilling out through flood of tears. Pretend to be shocked by revelation. Performance seems to convince officers. They exchange wary glances, both of us taken to station. For detailed questioning, forensic team arrives at cabin. Meticulously examine everything. Contact lawyer used before. Follow his instructions carefully. Refrain from saying anything more until legal counsel arrives. Meanwhile, Vanessa, devastated and vulnerable, divulges every detail about affair. Unaware of my careful manipulation, her confession reveals extent of relationship, but can't provide any incriminating information about my role in situation. After spending grueling night and part of next day in custody, both finally released, instructed to stay in town. Despite extensive questioning and thorough investigations, over following weeks, no incriminating evidence surfaces. Regarding shooting, since there's lingering suspicion, but with absence of concrete proof, authorities have no choice, must classify as justified homicide. Invading someone's home at night, unquestionably criminal act. Jury would likely side with homeowner. Even though questions remain, homeowner probably gets benefit of doubt. Bring Vanessa home Sunday. She's completely falling apart. Endlessly apologizing for infidelity, until tell her to stop talking. Reveal already knew everything. Had maintained facade of confusion. While she spilled all details to police, feel regretful about having to end young man's life, but saw no alternative to eliminate threat and restore my own dignity. By Monday, return to work. Leave Vanessa to handle personal turmoil. When arrive home that evening, find neighbor there supporting her, preventing her from falling apart completely. After tense dinner, finally confront her about affair. Vanessa weeps through entire conversation, offers familiar excuses, pleads for forgiveness. Her justifications fall on deaf ears. Hand her divorce papers Thursday. Vanessa hasn't returned to work, completely devastated receiving papers, losing both husband and lover. Same week takes severe toll. Concerned for her well-being, take her to emergency room. As she cries uncontrollably, pack suitcase for her. She pleads for me to stay, begs me to reconsider. What am I going to do now? She asks. With little sympathy, respond coldly. I don't know. We're getting divorced, Vanessa. You're no longer my concern. Despite her desperate pleas of love, add harshly, just find another lover. You seem to have no trouble attracting them. Just make sure he's as well endowed as the one you were with. Brutal words leave her sobbing inconsolably. Walk away, never to return. Never formally charged with crime. But authorities keep close watch. Keep questioning my acquaintances. About shooting incident. Cloud of suspicion hangs over me. Casts shadow on my career. Eventually leads to leaving job. But soon land another position. Manage to keep finances intact. We sell house and cabin. Divide proceeds between us. Get half of marital assets. Keep additional funds hidden from Vanessa. Her lawyer probes financial situation. Have to maintain lower profile. Be cautious about anything that could incriminate me. Despite turmoil from shooting and divorce, forge ahead with my life. Start home exercise routine. Transform my physique completely. Finally shed extra weight. Keep in touch with our daughter. She hopes for reconciliation, but remain firm in my decision. Despite insecurities about attractiveness, begin dating older women. Find pleasure and companionship in their company. Takes time, but eventually gain confidence. To ask someone out. Find solace in reconnecting socially. Although not ready for long-term relationship, at 58 still garner attention from women. In months following divorce, Find myself less lonely than anticipated. As adjust to new way of life, in contrast, Vanessa descends into deep depression. Struggles to cope with recent events. Once carefree attitude toward life and love completely vanishes. Despite ongoing feelings for me and loss of younger lover, cannot regain control over emotions. To seek new companionship, vibrant sex life she once had seems irretrievably lost. Begins regular therapy sessions, takes medication to manage. Mental health issues, deteriorating physical health, leads daughter to arrange medical care, stops exercising completely, gains significant weight, becomes increasingly reclusive, abandons spa that caused troubles. Hear from friends she plans to move out of state to escape relentless gossip surrounding her affair.